Arsenal are getting bashed for earning a boarding point at the Etihad, and Manchester United earn a draw against Crystal Palace. You're watching Foot and Mouth. Welcome back to Foot and Mouth. I'm joined by Ethan today, and been a big weekend, namely because of that Super Sunday fixture, and we're going to get right into it.
It lived up to the name. It was a Super Sunday.
It could have been so much more super.
Yes, as an Arsenal fan, yes, for sure.
I even think as a neutral, I think based on that first half, it was a good game.
Yeah,
it was 11 v 11.
But also, I personally don't mind seeing a team defend for 45 minutes.
Yeah,
I
there's
know,
an art
I know,
to it.
Yeah, I know some people say it's like boring to watch, and sure, in a big game, I guess you don't want to see it.
Yeah.
But
no one, not
I don't
even
mind.
an Arsenal fan wanted to see it, bro.
I don't mind.
Look, again, there is an art to it. I think it made a lot of sense in the situation, bro. But when it was 11 v 11, we were 2-1 up. You know what I mean?
Let's get into that game though. Eh? What a start.
It was
Tempers were like, we saw Rodri go down in the first minute.
which again we went down in 4 seconds.
Yeah,
Which was just ridiculous because
and he stayed down.
because he was trying to get Havertz carded or sent off, which I think immediately is quite embarrassing, bro. The game just started. You are much bigger than Kai Havertz is, and you shouldn't be going down that easily or for that long, bro.
Did he deserve to tear his ACL?
No. I don't. I definitely don't wish ill on any football player, regardless of who you play for, bro. But like, I mean, when it started like that, it was already like, okay,
Yeah.
this is what this game's gonna be like. And Michael Oliver made it very clear that he's gonna let things like that slide.
Well,
because he didn't
you'd
give a
think
card.
so.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So
you'd think so.
in the beginning of the game, that's the precedent that he now set.
Yeah.
No card for Kai Havertz at all, which again, I don't think Kai Havertz deserved one for that. It's football. It's a contact sport. You know what I mean? Didn't deserve a card for that. So I was happy to see him not get carded for it. Obviously, the game goes on. There's some more bulldozing from Erling Haaland. But again, no cards. Fine with that. Michael Oliver's clearly making it known to the players. Hey,
This is how the game
I'm going
is.
to let you guys play this game, bro.
Which you can't complain with. In a
complain
game
with.
like this, you want a ref who's kind of going to let things go and feel out the game.
You don't want him to ruin the game, much like how last season Arsenal versus City, when he didn't want to send Kovacic off because he didn't want to ruin the game. But in this game, it started off well. Man City go up, I think, within the first 10 minutes or so. They go up. Good goal by Haaland. What a through ball by Savinho for the assist.
Yeah, Savinho has impressed me. So and I know he did nothing after that.
Yeah.
But I think he has proved he's a good player.
He is,
I already
bro.
think he's better than Doku.
Me as
I don't.
well.
Yeah, like I don't rate Doku really.
Yeah.
To me, he's all sauce, no fucking.
I think he's
no
fantastic.
substance.
He's just fantastic on the ball. Like it's he's that final product, bro. At the end, when it comes to crossing and when it comes to finishing, I think he just has a lot more work to do. But he's a problem for a defender on the ball because his dribbling ability is at least there. You know what I mean?
Not for Timber this week.
Timber was good, bro.
Timber was good, and I know, like, obviously we know the stat of Havertz and Timber didn't make a single pass in the whole game.
Because football is determined by one stat. That's how you decide how good a game
No,
someone's had,
it
bro.
is a fucking crazy stat though. This is unprecedented
Look,
to have a game like this and not make a single pass.
I also thought so, but I also think that it is testament to just how good Manchester City are at intercepting balls and holding balls
For
and
sure.
defending. Do you know what I
For
mean?
sure.
Like, I know Havertz and Timber,
But
yes,
I don't know, like the second half was all defense. But I don't know how in that first half you don't make a single pass.
they tried. That's what I'm saying. They literally let passes off. They just didn't complete the pass. And that's why I'm like, we've seen these guys complete a number of passes. So we can put it down to a bad day at the office, and it was just especially unfortunate to have a bad day at the Etihad, bro, because they are not going to slip up.
The thing is, it's not even necessarily a bad day because Timber defensively was very good.
was Havertz,
Havertz
bro.
put in a lot of
His
work.
work rate was insane, bro.
But I don't really rate that whole work rate thing. Like I know it. Like obviously United had Weghorst, and Weghorst worked, but
Yeah,
he
I
didn't
guess.
do anything. I would
I
rather
guess.
have someone who like does less work and makes a difference. You know what I mean?
I mean, look, I agree. But it took a nation to hold that Man City team off in that second half. You know what I mean? And Kai Havertz played a massive part in doing that, bro. Like leading that press, getting in Man City players' faces. He did. I think he had a good game. Contrary to that lack of passes, I think he had a good game. So did Timber. But yeah, obviously Man City take an early lead,
And Haaland scored.
and Haaland
He
scored.
finally
He
scored.
finally
I
got a
said he
goal
would
against
score.
Arsenal.
He didn't do much after the goal.
Much
but
like
he-
Savinho, after
Yeah.
that goal happened, both of them anonymous, I guess. But yeah, he got the goal. A rare slip up from Arsenal defense, I'd say, because it was bad defending from the Arsenal.
To play that pass directly through and have no one there. But
Bruh.
this was like his 100th goal.
100 goal in 105 appearances, bro.
That
is incredible.
Dude, that's insane.
That is
like
incredible.
the stats of other players doing it. It's so many more games to get to 100 goals.
Literally, bro. But yeah, it was, once you saw him through one goal, you kind of expected it. Regardless of Raya's current form, Haaland's form is just as good, if not better. But yeah, they go 1-0 up, and I'm not gonna lie, as an Arsenal fan, I did think, okay, this is gonna be tough. You know what I mean? This is gonna be one of those games. But fortunately, things turned around pretty soon after that goal through a Calafiori worldie.
Was the Calafiori goal first or the Gabriel later?
I think it was the Calafiori goal.
It was a nice goal.
I think it was the Calafiori goal. Look, it's honestly just a blur at this
Look,
point.
either way, both goals came in the first half.
Gabriel could have honestly scored 2.
He could have scored two. Yeah,
bro.
he honestly.
Identical set piece, identical header, basically. He just aimed it better the second time around.
And I love that Arsenal again crowding out the goalkeeper, making sure you can't collect the ball. But again, say what you want. I know, like we saw, who was it that said the dark arts? Stones, I think. Stones said that Arsenal are like fucking purveyors of the dark arts.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either. If these players are crowding out your goalkeeper, you as the goalkeeper need to just go through them. Like literally just go through them, plow them out the way, get the ball.
Clearly, these amazing referees saw nothing wrong with what was going on.
And Arsenal have been doing this for a while. This isn't a new thing,
Bro.
and no card or foul has been given ever.
Speaking on that, there are a number of clubs that have apparently written to the Premier League
For bad reffing?
No, not for bad reffing. They are basically calling out Arsenal for the use of the dark arts.
Oh, is it for the goalkeeper, for the corner thing?
Yeah, well, I think it's more than just that, but it's a number of Prem clubs that are coming at Arsenal now for their use of the dark arts, which I think is just insane. Like, I'm like, really, bro? There are much bigger problems at hand, namely the 115 charges on Man City, but that's neither here nor there for this game. I don't see it as dark arts in any way. I just see it as being smart with how you play.
Yeah, you're gonna, especially in a game like this, you're gonna waste time. You're gonna take, and we saw Arsenal do it a few times. David Raya went down a couple times with the ball.
Genius. Didn't even get carded for time wasting.
He didn't get carded for it, but we did see Skelly get carded because apparently Skelly told him to go down with the ball.
Yeah, and I've never seen that before. A player getting carded on the touchline because he's trying to give some piece of information to a player that's on the pitch, regardless of what the information is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, to card the dude before he got a yellow card before he even made his Premier League debut. Like, that's insane, bro.
That's an achievement.
But yeah, we get the second goal through a Gabriel header. Leandro Trossard obviously is on a yellow card at some point in the first half, and then on the cusp of halftime, he makes a very reckless challenge on I think it was Bernardo Silva he barged into.
It is reckless.
Reckless challenge.
I would say the foul should have been given for the tackle, not the kick. Because I would actually say a yellow card for bumbling into Bernardo's like he did. I still think that is kind
But again, now at this point, all I'm thinking of as an Arsenal fan is, well, Michael Oliver is clearly not going to card anybody for that because he's shown throughout this entire first half that you can bulldoze people and he's not going to card you for it. So fair play, Trossard, go for it. Blows his whistle for the foul. Trossard kicks the ball away. It happens very quickly, but I think there was enough time for Trossard to not let that ball off. You can put it down to emotions in the game because obviously I'm pretty sure this dude was running on like 1,000% at that moment. You know what I mean? Just thinking, get the ball forward. Ref blows the whistle, gives Trossard a yellow card, second yellow card for time wasting. Yeah, Trossard shouldn't have kicked the ball. I'm not going to say, oh my word, how dare they give him a yellow card. It was a stupid move by Trossard. I'm just honestly annoyed by the fact that a player can get a second yellow card for time wasting in the first half of a football match. I think it's just unnecessarily strict, and I think it's again something that's just not being consistently applied.
That's the issue.
It's not being consistently applied.
The issue is consistency. Because like I said, it may have been the last episode, but I said I like strict ref. I like when refs are strict, and for things like kicking the ball away, I think you should get a card for. For time wasting, I think you should get a card for. But yeah, the context of him letting a lot of other shit slide, and then all of a sudden this being where he draws the line. It is very sketchy. And you look at the history of this referee with Man City.
And with Arsenal, bro. He's given us 7 sending offs.
And he was the dude who didn't give Liverpool the penalty when Darko took out McAllister. Yep. So there is at the end of the day, the PGMOL fucked us up by having this referee the match.
He was also flown out to Dubai.
Yeah.
No, £20,000 by Man City's owners to ref. So
exactly. Look, we're not going to say anything about that. We don't know. We don't know exactly what's going on there. We're not going to say anyone's being paid off by anyone. But it does seem like someone someone is being paid off.
It's just bizarre. And I think in a game as high pressure as this, again, I can't fault Trossard for his first instinct being to just hoof that ball. Do you know what I mean?
But it
was silly. It was a silly
yeah.
decision on his part.
You got to give him some.
No, 100%. I'm just saying keep the same energy with the refs, because I'm seeing a lot of people only speaking about Trossard. No one seems to have an issue with Michael Oliver aside from Arsenal fans. And yeah, that changes the game completely. And everybody was treated to a second half of attack versus defense. That was it, bro. Best attack in the league versus the best defense in the league. And look, as an Arsenal fan, I am proud as ever of this team, because yeah, we didn't get to play the football that we wanted to play, but I got to give credit where it's due, bro. Those players worked their socks off to keep at least a point. In this game. And when you look at, we had 2 away games before this. We were away to Spurs, we were away to Atalanta, and we played away to Atalanta on a Thursday.
And that was also a tough draw.
Yeah, and City played, and the Spurs game was also tough.
Yeah.
It's Spurs, you know what I mean? City played on the Wednesday. Also, they've just had a run of home games. So they've had an extra day to prepare. They haven't been traveling anywhere. Arsenal we looked gassed by the end of that game, bro.
Yeah, but again, defending like that for 45 minutes, more than 40, but defending like that's going to gas you.
100%. And I'm like, when you defend like that on top of, because I even saw reports of apparently when Arsenal flew back from Atalanta, their plane only arrived in Italy at 2 a.m. So it's like, there's a lot of factors to take into account. Do you know what I mean? So credit to these players for holding it down. They tried their best to hold on to that lead, and they literally did. They were like 4 seconds away from the win, bro.
And again, that doesn't happen if there's not 7 minutes of extra time. And but again,
the 7 minutes. Honestly, in the second half, I was stunned at first to see 7 minutes. I was like, where did this ref pull 7 minutes of added time from? Like, I'm fairly sure that this ball was in play for a lot of it, because Man City constantly had it and they were trying to find another goal.
Yes.
And then the stats came out afterwards that the second half of football in that game was actually, I think it was the second most or the most the ball has been in play in the second half of football this whole season. Which again is like, that's hectic. It was in play for 64.4% of the time, according to Opta. And 7 minutes of added time. Obviously, they scored in the 8th minute of added time.
Yep.
Much like in the first half, there were, I think, 6 minutes added, and Trossard got sent off in the 8th minute of added time in the first half. But yeah, we obviously did some time wasting in that second half, which was understandable.
Yes, understandable.
I don't understand any fan that's criticizing Arsenal of doing that.
Yes.
Because it just makes logical sense.
But I actually saw some stat that Arsenal games, Arsenal do have a record of this. Like, I think Arsenal, I can't remember exactly what the stat is, but they're like in the top 2 of like time wasting.
Yeah, I've got the stat here, and the top 2 where they are in for time wasting was against Brighton when we were with 10 men, and Man City when we were down to 10 men. So it makes sense, because we don't feature anywhere else in the top 10. The only time we feature there is when we go down to 10 men, which makes sense. I don't know who is expecting their teams to go gung-ho when you're down to 10 men, especially against Man City at the Etihad. But yeah, second half, a brilliant defensive display from the team. David Raya, what a G, bro.
It really was the best attack versus the best defense.
It absolutely was.
And City could not get, they were just edge of the box playing it. Centre backs were shooting.
And they were getting frustrated, bro.
They were getting frustrated.
They were getting
and at the
very
end of
frustrated.
the day, Pep did make the right choice. He brings Stones on. Stones obviously gets the goal.
Super sub, bro.
So his plan, his idea, whatever did work.
Yeah.
And then Haaland throwing the ball at the back of the head of Gabby.
Just showing the frustration again.
Yeah,
bro.
no, look, City are definitely rattled. These City players for the first time look absolutely
They couldn't break
cooked.
down a 10-man team for 51 minutes.
And it's not just them. We saw Pep kicking the chairs. Like, clearly this City team as a whole is...
They were rattled.
They rattled.
They haven't beaten us in 4 games now.
No, that's huge. And again, to come this close to almost beating them at City's home. And then again... City want to talk about Arsenal celebrating a draw last year.
What did they do, bro?
Who's celebrating a draw now?
I saw Big Gabby say afterwards that they had to check the score because they thought that they lost with the way Man City was celebrating.
No, look, City, I really fucking hate these City players right now. Some of like the way like Erling Haaland telling Arteta to be humble at the end.
What a douche.
Bernardo Silva basically saying that this is nothing compared to the City-Liverpool rivalry.
But yeah, and again, can I just say on that note, was he calling Arsenal out because Liverpool went for it? They lost 5-0.
They lost, yeah, exactly. They literally lost.
I don't know. Like, they are literally just miserable because we didn't play the game they wanted us to play. Simple as.
These City players look shook. I think they know now finally that Arsenal is on their level. Arsenal can win the season.
And
if Arsenal won this game,
that.
If Arsenal won this game, I would 100% say Arsenal will win the season.
And they can't stand that.
No, they can't.
But yeah, I mean, Haaland throwing the ball at the back of Gabriel's head.
He should have gotten a card for that.
Well, nothing's going to happen about it.
I know, nothing is good, but I'm saying he should have.
Yep, literally. And I think that there would have been a serious bust-up if that had actually gone noticed. The Arsenal players were obviously cooked at that point.
I'm surprised Gabby didn't react at all.
At all. It's almost like he didn't realize that a ball had been thrown against his head, bro. Like, and you know what's sad is going into this game, I was looking very forward to that Gabriel-Haaland rivalry because last season there was at least some sense of sportsmanship and camaraderie between the two of them because there was a proper battle. You know what I mean? And at the end of the game, there was at least smiles and mutual respect I felt for one another. This time, Haaland was just being a big old baby.
The thing is, I think a lot of the City players were.
No, fair enough.
I don't think it's just Haaland.
I mean, Haaland going after Arteta for me was just the most outlandish thing I've seen.
Yeah, that's disrespectful. You don't go after the coach like that, especially after a game. Like I'm glad that Jesus kind of stepped in and made a scene of it.
And he was asking himself, "Why are you talking? Like, why are you saying?" And then Ben White was at the ready, brother. I mean, you want to talk dark arts?
Yeah, no, exactly.
Ben White was there, bro.
Look, I don't think you can say anything about this is what you want. At the end of the day, this is what you want. You want to see these players shouting at each other, getting in fights with each other. You do want to see that. But
you also want to see some respect, bro. Like, especially when the final whistle's gone.
I know. I'm actually glad that there was no respect. I love that that the Arsenal players were so quick to hop on Haaland for that. And I do love, like, Arteta basically was like, he basically just gave him a look. And
it's classic Arteta, bro. It's classic Arteta.
But this is what you want. You do want to see this. This is actually a rivalry now. Like, I feel like this finally is a genuine, like, boiling rivalry, which is a good thing. Whether it's on the level of like Arsenal United back in the day, it's getting there.
Maybe the only difference there is that I think that there was just a bit more like tactical nuance between Ferguson and like no one was criticizing anybody for low blocking or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but
the other team wouldn't moan.
As a whole, though, soccer back then was very different.
Fair enough.
These are two coaches who basically have trained the same way.
That's a fair point, bro. That's a fair point. But look, I'll say this. I love how Arteta approached the game. Very smart. It made all the sense in the world to do so. And Pep himself said in the press conference afterwards that he probably would have done that as well. Or he said, we maybe would have done that as well if we went down to 10 men. Why? Because it's just logical, bro. It's just logical. You're not going to throw everything you have at a team that, again, Man City are a better team than Arsenal. This isn't like Arsenal decided to go on a low block versus like Fulham or something like that.
And especially without Odegaard there.
Especially without Odegaard. And again, I know Man City were missing Kevin De Bruyne.
Yes.
Obviously, Rodri ended up going off. But when you've got 11 men versus 10, bro, it doesn't matter who you're missing at that point, you know what I mean? Man City are a better team than Arsenal. That's just the simple truth of the matter. So it made sense for us to play the way that we played. Even in the Brighton game, when we went down to 10 men, we still did try a lot more attacks. Remember, we still could have ended up winning that game with 10 men. Mm-hmm. It's not like we decided to shut up shop against Brighton as well. But yeah, credit to the team. I think that this is probably going to be the last time you see us play like that, contrary to rival fans' beliefs, because apparently Arsenal just have a record of being a defensive team now. Mm-hmm. Which again, I think when you look at our opening fixtures of the season, Villa away, Spurs away, Atalanta away, City away, where is the opportunity to play your free-flowing attacking football, bro?
And to not lose any of those games.
We're still unbeaten.
It's huge.
That's why I'm like, nah, that point is huge. Obviously would have loved all three. But yeah, I'll take the point, bro, especially under those circumstances. And it obviously throws up a few question marks with regards to the next Premier League fixture, which fortunately for us, we've got a fair run of games now at home, thankfully.
Yeah, you've gone through the tough ones.
Tomorrow, obviously, also playing in the Carabao Cup against Bolton, so you should see a lot of rotation there. But yeah, as far as this game goes, I have nothing but pride for this team, bro. Genuinely, that was a very well-earned point at the Etihad, and I'm looking forward to the return fixture at the Emirates, bro.
I'm looking forward to City's downfall.
Yeah, that's true.
City make me hate them more and more.
I
Every
honestly,
single time I watch them play, I hate them more and more.
I didn't even have any particular issue with their players or their players' attitudes. Maybe I haven't been paying enough attention to them, but I've always appreciated the football that they play, regardless of how robotic some people may call it out for being. I think they're a good team and they are coached by a brilliant manager, but just seeing how salty they can get, bro. Like Bernardo Silva's comments with Arsenal not winning a Prem and not winning a Champions was so unnecessary.
So unnecessary.
Bro. It was you were literally just being sour because you didn't get your way in that game. Simple as, and you have to face the fact that for 50 odd minutes, you could not score another goal. Simple as, bro. You drew 2-2 with against 10 men in your home ground. That's the story that they have to take home with them. There's no way Pep's happy with that point. And there's no way that the players are happy with that point either.
The sad thing is, I think you are happy. In that moment, to not lose, I think no matter the context, no matter who's whatever, but to not lose, to be so close to losing and to not lose, they're going to be happy with it. That's the sad part. You can't take away. I'm sure Pep is even pretty fucking solidly happy with that.
I'd like to think
you
so.
You can't take away that from them.
I'd hope so. I think Arsenal do deserve that much respect at least.
Yes. And again, I think that honestly both teams can kind of come away happy with this.
Literally,
Arsenal will feel hard done. But like I said though, we will see without Rodri now for the rest of the season. Do you think this is going to affect him? Like actually,
you look, they've been winning without him so far this season.
But we all know Rodri is the best CDM in the world. He should win the Ballon d'Or. He's not gonna.
One thing I will say though is I think it absolutely dents their hopes of going invincible because that's pretty much the only thing they have left to try and achieve now in the league. Go invincible. Rodri not being there, I think absolutely puts that to a stopper. But I think that they've got adequate cover. They're Man City.
I know Gundogan's back now.
Gundogan, even John Stones covered. John
Stones is good as a
so
CDM.
I don't see Rodri missing being a matter of, oh gosh, they definitely not winning the league anymore, But you can bet your bottom that if they do end up winning the league still, people will somehow call whoever finished second as bottle jobs, whether it's Liverpool or Arsenal or even Man United for that matter, because Rodri wasn't there. One player does not make a team.
Yes, I do get that, but also he's, like we said, he's the best.
He's crucial.
He's the best centre defensive.
I think he may be the first player that I can think of who's gonna probably win the Ballon d'Or whilst being sidelined.
I don't think he's gonna win it. I think Vinny's still gonna win it.
You think so?
I still think it's gonna go to someone who scores goals. That's usually how it works.
I guess.
So I think Vinny and Martinez have a better shot than Rodri in winning it.
Yeah, maybe. I would like to see Rodri, regardless of my thoughts on the player as a player.
No, he's a great player. Winning the Euros, doing what he does for Spain, not having him in the City team is definitely going to be a loss.
That's fair.
Will it be enough of a loss though? I don't know.
Think so, bro.
I honestly don't
think so. Especially with the January window coming up and Man City's oil money, bro. They can
because
I saw reports also today. Apparently, they may be looking at Zubimendi.
Yeah,
I know Zubimendi turned down Liverpool, but maybe Man City's a little bit harder to turn down, bro.
Hopefully, by then we know a little bit more of these 115 charges. Maybe by then City's kind of already blacklisted.
Possibly. But yeah, look, Rodri is out. Let us know if you think that this is going to affect their title run. Let us know if you think that the way Arsenal went about this game was A-okay, or if you do have a problem with the dark arts, bro. It was draws all round this weekend. Oh, also, I just want to point out that on the same day as Arsenal versus Man City, there was a women's fixture between Arsenal and Man City, also in the 2-2.
Wow.
Yep. So
the women are just as good as the men. that's all I know.
Another team who got a draw this weekend were your boys, Ethan. How'd that game go?
It was a good game. Look, I know taking a 0-0 draw against Crystal Palace on paper.
At Selhurst Park, bro.
At Selhurst Park. But I know on paper, you look at the context of United, how good they've been recently, you would expect United to win this. And watching the game, they should have won this. We should have put it to bed in the first half already. Henderson, what a performance. I know he used to play for United, obviously. So anytime you play for a team you used to play for, there's going to be some kind of like passion. You know what I mean? Let me prove myself. And he did prove himself. He made multiple good saves. Like I'm talking like really like top quality saves. Obviously, we saw Garnacho hit the post, I think twice. I think Bruno hit the post. So United did have a lot of chances. Coming into this, I did predict a United win because why wouldn't you? We were in such good form, and Palace were in such bad form.
Exactly.
But look, the history-wise, I think Palace beat us twice last season.
No.
And I think one of those times they beat us like 4-0. So Palace have been giving United the boot for a couple of games.
Yeah. But to be fair, again, especially at their home ground, they can be tricky, bro.
I know
They've been tough for more than just Manchester United.
What annoys me is like you see fucking Chelsea go to West Ham and win 3-0. You know what I mean? Like if Chelsea's doing that, United should be beating Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace.
Like,
I suppose.
You know what I mean? Like I know on paper, in a nutshell, it's a fine result. But you look at it in the context, it's like, no, it's not good enough.
Yeah. Especially considering the hot form they've been in.
Yeah. But look, a draw in the context of what it is, it's not bad.
It could be a big point for you guys come the end of the season, bro.
Hopefully. I mean, yeah, it's not an L. We still have some momentum. Rashford obviously didn't start this game, which is a bit weird because now's the time you would expect him to kind of be starting.
Exactly.
We did see Eriksen start this, so we like we said last time, Eriksen I guess did so well in that Barnsley game that Ten Hag was like, fine, I'll start you in this game. Which again, you can't argue with. You can't argue when a player does well, they do deserve to start. And again, Eriksen didn't play bad this game.
Yeah.
I actually think he was pretty good this game.
Yeah, he's had a decent run of form so far since he's been starting in the team.
But a lot of the time, he didn't have to do the defending. We saw Delo come from the right back and he would just sit as the 6 for a while. Mm-hmm. So he didn't have to do a lot of the defending. And I think that's good for Eriksen because he's not a physical guy anymore.
One thing I thought that was interesting was the fact that Ugarte didn't get the start, yeah?
Yeah, you got it.
And I thought that he would start this game just because of the fact that Crystal Palace are a physical team and Ugarte can be a physical presence in that midfield. Do you think that him starting could have made a difference?
No, because he would have started for Eriksen, and I think Eriksen had a pretty good game.
Fair enough.
Looking at the lineup at the start, that was my first reaction. My reaction was I would have started Ugarte over Eriksen. But again, you can't blame him. Eriksen played very well in that Barnsley game, so you can't blame him for starting in that game.
So where it went wrong for United was on the offense, not so much on the defense. Because like you said, there were chances that they should have and probably could have
defensively, other than Martinez double stomping the ball.
Yeah. Pulling off a Crystal Palace logo, bro. Like
defensively, I think we were actually like very good. De Ligt almost scored a goal again as well. De Ligt seems to be the new Harry Maguire off of corners. But yeah, look, like I said, Bruno should have scored. Garnacho should have scored.
Bruno was very unlucky with that crossbar.
He was.
Like,
yeah. No,
even I was like, wow.
The thing is, though, in general, the Bruno had a bad game.
No.
Bruno for a while has been having stinkers, and I know he's the captain, and I know he's got a lot of fucking pull in this team. But it does get to a time where it's like, maybe you the one who shouldn't be playing, not Eriksen. You.
I wonder what that Man United team looks like.
I don't look. We saw. Remember I don't think he played in the Barnsley game. Remember Eriksen?
I guess I just mean more like in the Prem. You know what I mean? Because Barnsley is Barnsley. All due respect to Barnsley, but like Fernandes does strike me as the type of player in United that is just too important to chance not starting anytime he's fit, bro.
That's what I thought as well, but I think the more you see him play, the more you realize he is kind of expendable, especially now when you got Xerxes in, Xerxes the type
drop
of
deep.
Yeah, Xerxes the type of striker who's going to drop deep. So he's in that area that Bruno's in anyway. So having Bruno there as well just kind of causes a little bit of a mix-up.
Do you think this is another case of a player getting a big bumper, new contract, and then just dipping in form?
No, Bruno's always been very inconsistent.
Okay.
But the thing with inconsistencies is sometimes he's inconsistently good. You know what I mean? Sometimes he's amazing. So statistically, you look at the stats. He's got so many assists. I think he's second to like KDB in the league for the last 10 years.
No, he's been a revelation since he joined, bro.
He has been. So you can't argue with that. It's just he's so inconsistent. We should have put it away in the first half. Not clinical enough. I don't think this is a goal drought issue. I don't think this is a goal scoring issue. We scored 7 before this against Barnsley.
Yeah. And again,
scored
credit
3.
to Henderson.
Yeah, credit to Henderson. Scored 3 against Southampton. I don't think this is an issue of players not being able to score goals.
Yeah.
This was literally just a kind of an unlucky game.
Yeah.
In the second half, it was a lot closer though. In the second half, Eze could have scored twice. Eze probably should have scored twice. I don't know.
Eze absolutely should have put away at least one.
That second one, you would think he would score that.
Honestly, I was looking at my TV like, what did I just
as a
see,
United fan, as soon as I saw that ball get passed into him, I was like, okay, so the United lose this one.
Onana had a decent game as well though.
Incredible game. That double save.
He had a very, very... Yeah, that double save was better than Reyes' double save, to be fair.
And again, you can argue off the first save, he does kind of palm it into a dangerous area still.
But he saved it.
And Onana's been doing that, but he did make the double save.
I mean, I don't understand. I talk about David Reyes' reflexes. His reflexes to literally get a hand up and stop that follow-up shot.
No, look, this was better than the David Reyes double for sure.
Yeah, because David Raya just had a very terrible header to have to contest. But again, I'm not taking anything away from Raya. Just Onana's performance here from open play, that was fantastic, bro.
So Onana he looked good in this game, and he has steadily been looking okay. I don't necessarily have too much of an issue with him anymore. But yeah, we got to touch on that Martinez tackle.
Yeah, do you think it should have been a red?
If he made contact,
you're talking about strict refereeing.
The thing that saves him is he doesn't make contact.
Yeah.
But yes, in an ideal world, even just going for that
That's
action,
because it's reckless. It's dangerous.
and also like you look at
It was unnecessary.
United weren't losing. You know what I mean?
Necessary.
We're not down. This is a 0-0 game. So if you get red carded, we fucked.
Yep.
There is something to be said about mentality for going for that tackle. I hope Ten Hag spoke to him afterwards and was like, dude, never again. If you ever do that again, you out. Because that is so reckless.
It was not warranted in. I don't see a situation where that makes sense to ever pull off.
No,
bro.
it's. I'm gonna ask you, Logan, the editor. Could you just like throw a picture up of him actually two-footing this
done
ball?
and done, brother. Done and done. There you go, viewers.
Homie basically just fucking bulldozer tackled this shit like an anime, dude. I don't know what he was going for, but he completely 2-foot stomped the ball. If there was
like he tried to pop the ball.
Yeah, literally. He is so lucky there wasn't any contact, because he would have both gotten a red card and highly hurt the other dude whose foot was there.
Literally, bro.
But
it was hectic. I do appreciate the memes that came out of it.
I do as well.
But it was bizarre. I've never seen a moment like that. Like, and especially when the scores were level. Like,
no, there was absolutely no need. He probably should have gotten a card just for even trying that. Just for even going for that.
To set a precedent for the rest of the players, bro.
But look, Ten Hag made a couple subs in the second half. We were much worse in the second half. I don't know. I guess you could blame the subs. Rashford comes on and Xerxes goes off. And I think there was another one in there as well. But I think Ugarte came on for someone as well. But I think Xerxes coming off was maybe the biggest one, because Xerxes was playing pretty well. And he offers a lot in the build-up play. You know what I mean? He's not always necessarily there to finish.
Yep.
But he does offer a lot in like keeping possession, keeping the ball safe, playing the ball. Same thing with Eriksen. He's not as creative as Bruno, and he can't maybe make the Hollywood passes, but he's a lot safer on the ball.
True.
So having these players come off, it does change the way your team is playing immensely, especially at United. Because the second half, especially the last like 20-30 minutes, were basically all Crystal Palace. But yeah, like I said though, draw 0-0's not bad. There are a lot of positives to take away from this, and I'm gonna take them. Look, genuinely, there's not too much more to say, to be honest. I think you want to touch on my Europa League game tonight?
Yeah,
I think it's either tonight or tomorrow night.
Versus FC
Twente. Yeah, I don't know where it is.
At least it's a club that Ten Hag's familiar with from his time in the Eredivisie.
Exactly, and even looking at I think they are top 4 in the Eredivisie. I think they are top 4. And again, like the Eredivisie isn't the best.
Yeah.
But I think those top teams are decent. You know, Feyenoord, Ajax, they are decent teams. They have history.
No, my thing is Manchester United under Ten Hag, his record in Europe. We saw that Champions League group that he was in last season, and he could have done a lot better.
He should have done a lot better. But again, last season, like Onana was fucking up. I honestly blame Onana more for getting us kicked out of those, because he fucked up in like 3 of the 4 games we had.
That is fair.
But yeah, no, look, FC Twente, it's kind of easy. You know, it's not the easiest. It's not fucking. It's not Bodo Glimt. So it's not the easiest, but it is easier than like I think United also plays Porto, which is a lot harder.
That's a much tougher.
I think United also play Celtic, which is a lot harder. I think United play Fenerbahce at one point, which is a lot harder.
That's true. That's true.
So out of the list of Europa,
Celtic's in the Champions League.
Oh, well, then maybe it's Rangers.
It's Rangers, because I know Rangers are playing United and Spurs.
So yeah, look. So in our group, in our list of Europa games we're gonna play, this isn't the hardest one at all. It's not the easiest though. Like, it's not Bodo Glimt.
Look, there's no easy games anymore.
Bodo
really,
Glimt. But yeah, look. This offers Ten Hag a chance to rotate.
Yeah.
I'm expecting Anthony.
I'm
expecting. We saw Højlund come in the last game to sub in for Xerxes. I'm expecting Højlund to start. Rashford probably starts as well. Ugarte, I think we start him as well.
Your backup goalkeeper?
No.
Maybe avoid that for Bodo Glimt.
Yeah, Bodo Glimt. Maybe you give Maguire and them, Johnny Evans. Maybe you give them something in here. But this is the perfect game to kind of rotate.
Where's Lindelof? Is he injured?
No, he's not.
So maybe Lindelof should.
Yeah, maybe Lindelof
you need to keep him fresh.
Yeah, you do have to keep him fresh. And I think this is one of the few games we can rotate. So I would like to see Ten Hag try something different.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm expecting us to win. Let's be honest. It's FC Twente. United don't look bad. I know we didn't score against Palace, but I do think these players will score.
Yeah.
So yeah, against FC Twente, I don't know if it's home or away.
Either way, though.
Either way, I'm expecting United to win this 2-0.
2-0?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess 2-0 is a fair prediction. I'll say 2-1.
Yeah.
I'll say 2-1.
Who do you think's going to score on FC Twente?
Well, that's the thing. I'm just I
Name
don't
one FC Twente.
I don't know anything about them, but the fact that you're saying they are at least a top 4 team in their league, I think that they deserve some respect. And yeah, I think 2-1. Obviously, the next time we sit here, it's going to be after these games have been played. Also, going back to the Arsenal versus Bolton, I'm also expecting heavy rotation in that game.
Yes.
But Arsenal should win. It's a home game for us as well. So we should absolutely win that game.
I used to like Bolton back in the day. They still have Kevin Nolan.
Yeah, bro. They're League One now. They're not even Championship. So they are. But again, they've got a lot of senior players in that team.
They still have Jussie Jaskalainen.
I wouldn't be surprised. He was already 40 odd years old and you were watching him in the Prem, bro. But yeah, I think Arsenal probably win that game 3-0. But yeah, look, other talking points from the weekend. Vicario's handballing outside the box, bro.
Yeah, look, I didn't see the incident, but I did hear there was an incident.
I'm sorry. I don't know how you cannot send this man off for that blatant handballing. And I think it stopped a clear goal scoring opportunity. It's the only reason he did it, you know? Shocking. More inconsistencies from the officiating in Premier League games. And I think this is still the one thing that's holding back this league, bro. I can sit here and say that the Premier League is the best league in world football. But our officials are the worst, bro.
Yeah,
they are the what there is. It's not coincidence that no one gets picked to go to the big European tournaments all the time, like the World Cup and stuff like that. You know, maybe one guy gets picked, but there's a reason for this. It's not coincidence. It's not coincidence. It's because the refereeing standards are putrid, bro.
I know, and especially like Michael Oliver's supposed to be one of the best. There's definitely something wrong. I think it's more so...
Something's wrong.
Yeah, and I think it goes higher than the ref. I think it goes up to the VAR, to 100%. The PGMOL. I think it comes from the top down.
They're too buddy-buddy, bro.
Yeah, they're definitely too buddy-buddy.
They're too buddy-buddy.
It should be a completely separate division.
Impartial.
They should work. They shouldn't know each other. They should barely speak to each other.
Literally, bro.
I think they should dislike each other.
They actually should.
But yeah, look, Spurs were able to win 3-1 against Brentford. Solanke finally gets his goal.
Yeah, Solanke gets his goal.
I think Solanke... I do like Solanke. I think Solanke's been pretty good so far. He hasn't played every game.
Yeah. And they came from behind, eh?
Yeah, they did.
Spurs needed this.
Scored immediately. Yeah.
Spurs needed this. Ange needed this. And again, that's a scoreline any team's going to be happy with, bro.
Yeah. And so is Chelsea winning 3-0 to West Ham.
Shocking. I know apparently West Ham have been looking very bad this season. I think maybe I've been giving them too much credit considering the new signings, and I did give them a little bit of... But
even with the new signings, they haven't been like... I think Somerville started this game now for the first time. Like, they haven't been playing the new signings all the time anyway. I don't know.
I mean, look, new manager, new signings. I've been giving them leeway, but losing 3-0 at home... to a London rival is unforgivable.
And apparently West Ham under Moyes had like a very good home record, and apparently they had a very good record against Chelsea specifically as well.
This is one of those situations where you don't know what you got till it's gone, bro. The West Ham fans were desperate to get Moyes out the door.
Because they want to play good football, but sometimes playing good football gets you nowhere. Look at Southampton. They keep trying to play out from the back and they keep losing.
Yeah, bro.
But yeah, shout out Nico Jackson proving all the haters wrong, proving me wrong. I said this dude was nothing.
Look, I think I started hating this guy, but the more I started to see, the more I started to realize there is a player there. It's very easy to clown him because of his misses.
No, it's kind of like he's Darwin Núñez.
He's a more effective Darwin Núñez
also
so far, bro.
Also scored though, to be fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, Palmer, Sancho gets another assist.
Didn't he get man of the match? I think he got man of the match. I saw him with his little man of the match
Nico
award.
Jackson, because Nico Jackson got 2 goals and an assist.
Ooh.
I think Sancho may have gotten the man of the match of the last game when he also got an assist. So yeah, that's 2 assists, 2 games for Sancho. He's clearly the pick for left winger. And yeah, you can't argue with that. He's doing very well.
Mykhailo Mudryk definitely on the fringes of that team now, especially after Maresca's recent comments, bro. He could barely even try and defend the boy. Just saying that I just always saw ironic that a manager says, I hope he gets more minutes and can improve. I'm like, bro, you in charge of how many minutes he gets.
But look at it. It is tough, though. The Chelsea team have so many wingers.
I mean,
specifically,
Felix isn't even starting.
I know. They have so many wingers. Specifically, being a winger is tough to get game time. Especially when Sancho is performing like he is. You can't take Sancho off.
Yeah. I mean, Madueke is staying in ever since he got that hat trick.
And Palmer's staying. You're not going to take Palmer off. So, unfortunately, it is tough being a player who's not in that starting 11 at Chelsea. But hey, this is what you begged on.
That's true, bro. Elsewhere, you spoke about Darwin Núñez getting a goal.
Yeah.
Luliverpool started off with a little bit of a heart attack, but they were saved by VAR. And then they ended up just winning comfortably, bro. Luis Diaz. What a player. He's having a hell of a season.
Dude, and again, another player I doubted. I said he wasn't ready. Clearly, he's ready. And clearly, I know nothing about football.
So this is a player that I said straight up when Liverpool signed Darwin. I said, forget Darwin, bro. You've already got Luis Diaz,
Luis Diaz, yeah.
who is the player that you should
No,
just...
and again, in context, he was a bit rough around the edges last season, but again, his dad was kidnapped.
People are too impatient in football, I think, bro. They're too impatient. If you don't hit the ground running game one, then there's a problem.
And again, his dad was kidnapped.
Wasn't it both parents, bro?
It was like that takes a toll on you mentally.
Literally, bro.
But yeah, he's clearly firing on all cylinders this season. Another player, Kanate. Kanate's looking very good, bro.
He is. He's having this is another one of those like resurgencies for a player, bro.
And we've seen that. I think what's his name? Arnie Slot has been able to get the best out of Kanate so far, and even Gravenberch.
Yeah.
Arnie Slot has genuinely been able to change, and in the short time, he's been able to make 2 major changes to these players.
That is true, bro.
And then Alexander Trent. 100, I think he's on 100 goals and assists now as well.
Like 85 assists, bro. Like that's
and I think the other defender.
He's only 26.
I know the other he's perfect for Madrid.
Yep.
The other defender with the most assists is Robertson, who's playing on the other side. So Liverpool literally
by design, but they got the best fullbacks.
Literally have the 2 highest assisting Premier League fullbacks ever.
They've got the best,
and they're both playing at the same time right now.
Maybe Madrid takes them both, bro.
I wish they would. I would love United to be Robertson.
Look, another manager who seems to be getting the best out of players is Marcus Silva, obviously at Fulham. Emil Smith-Rowe, brother. I mean,
we could talk about fucking Reece Nelson as well. You want to
Reece
talk about
Nelson
both
as well,
players? You want to talk about Iwobi? He got an assist.
Can I say this? Iwobi's obviously been there for a while already. But the one thing I'll say on Reece Nelson, when his move was finalized to Fulham on loan, the first thing I said was, thank goodness there's no buy option for them, because I still think that Reece Nelson is a player. His biggest downfall was that he didn't get the minutes he needed at Arsenal. So I think you send him. That's the deal that I feel we should have done for Smith-Rowe. Straight loan. Straight loan, bro. Let him get a full season of football with regular football under his belt, and then you can see how he can add to the team. Because I think Reece Nelson is a very decent backup to Bukayo Saka.
The thing is, though, we saw him kind of adding to the team at Arsenal. He scored. You remember he scored that one like half volley in the box.
Second winner against Bournemouth. The downside was he didn't consistently. You can't always bank on a player having those moments when he's seeing like 6 minutes at a time every 2 weeks. You know what I mean? Like, so that's how I'm like, he needed a run of games for a full season. Same with Fabio Vieira going to Porto. Yes. I think he's a good player. I just think he needs a solid season of consistent minutes, and then he can offer something to the team, or he'll earn us a lot more money if we do end up having to sell them. You know what I mean? Reece Nelson could very well underwhelm by our standards, but perform to a level where Fulham go, dude, we'll take a £30 million punt on this guy, you know? So I'm happy to see him performing. I'm more than happy to see Smith-Rowe performing, because what a player, bro. One of my favorite players in the game, always has been. I'm still a little bit sad that he's gone, but can't lie, the better he does at Fulham, the happier I am about the move, bro, because it was a good move for him. I think that about does it.
Yeah.
You know, obviously that means Newcastle are now no longer undefeated.
Yeah. The Newcastle's a whole nother story.
Alexander Isak is another story on his own, bro. But it keeps things interesting in the league. Obviously, the gap doesn't build between Arsenal and Man City at the top of the table. And now the only unbeaten teams in the league so far are Arsenal, Brighton, Man City, and... Can you guess the other team?
Man United.
Nottingham Forest, brother. Who saw that coming? But thank you guys for watching the show. Let us know your thoughts on the Matchweek 5's results in the Premier League. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one.